this is David and some of his credentials. But I think what we should do tonight is just get into a little bit of an intro and then get straight into trying to, understand from David's knowledge why he is so respected around the world in some of these areas. I wanted to share with you just some ideas, 5 important things that you need to know. And if I'm not going to teach you about it tonight, but just so that you understand it. There's a big difference between a linear and exponential. So most people and companies are born to be linear, and that we were all programmed to be sort of linear and local. And where the world's going now is global and exponential. And I love this little very simple graph, because for a long time, the linear companies of the world, the Kodaks, the Coca-Colas, the IBMs, the Microsofts, have continued to build, nice, good linear companies. They every year on year, they grow and they generate profits. And then you've had these tech sort of platforms, these exponential companies. And for a long time, they've been disappointing, often not profitable. Companies like Amazon is a good example. And now they're really starting to go through to a whole nother level where people are really starting to understand what is the potential and where the future is going. And I tend to say to people, there's only 2 ways that the future is going to be. It's either going to be amazement, where you take advantage of exponential technology, or it's going to be chaos, where it completely disrupts your life. The second thing that I think is important here is, sorry, Kevin's taught me how to do this a little bit quicker. The second thing that's really important is actually blockchain. And I really want to play you this video. It's 2 minutes long. I really would appreciate if you listen to it and think to yourself, what impact would blockchain have in my life based on this video? You enjoyed that quick little video, and I hope that you can really start to see now the importance of blockchain and the impact that it's going to have on your life. The third thing that I wanted to just discuss is Bitcoin. In 2017, there was this massive run on Bitcoin. Everyone around the world suddenly woke up to what Bitcoin was. It didn't get invented in 2017. It's been around since 2008. And yet sort of the mass market started to get an understanding of what it was, and it caused a huge growth. But we've also had a correction. And we're going to talk a lot about this tonight, these hype cycles and what happens and where it's going. The last thing that I wanted to show you was what started with Bitcoin, then moved on to what they call ICOs. Now, they stand for initial coin offerings. And really, these were blockchain-based companies that went out, and 20 years ago, they called it an IPO. It's a little bit different, but effectively an ICO is people that invest in coins to really be able to grow the company. Now, what's interesting is that they reckon that ICOs and crypto are going to be bigger than VC put together. And there's a lot of research out there that more money was raised in 2017 through this mechanism than through the traditional venture capitalists. But I wanted to share a little video with you. Again, it's about 1 minute long, where you can literally see the growth of ICOs over the last 4 years. So Kevin, this one doesn't have any music or sound, so I suggest we just play it directly. So you can see here in 2014, you've literally got what's that, about $30-something million. You can see Ethereum comes in the year of 2014. They raised $19 million. Now we're going into the year of 2015. You can see in the top left corner the money that's being raised per year. So in the year of 2015, it's pretty much getting up to, what's that, 44, call it 45 million. Now we go into the year of 2016. You can start to see more ICOs coming. You can also see what countries they're coming from. So now we're up to, what's that, just over $300 million. Now what happened? Now watch what happens in 2017. I think, David, that's the lead-in for yourself, because when we look at ICOs, when we look at blockchain, when we look at Bitcoin and all the other exponential technologies, they talk a lot about the 6 Ds and how the very first stage is digitization. So when you think of Bitcoin as an example, effectively it's digitized money. There's been a very deceptive phase. It started in 2008, and quite frankly, till 2016, not a lot of people cared about it. And now it's getting quite disruptive. And with time, it's going to dematerialize, demonetize, and democratize. And one of the things we're going to talk about tonight is how can we actually democratize wealth. And I really want you to remember this diagram, because a lot of you will think that these are not big trends, they're not going to affect your life. Blockchain, as an example, is not going to affect your life, but it's very much in the deceptive phase. And you really, truly need to concentrate tonight as we move on to David and really start to get an understanding of why these things are so important.